Happy Friday and happy Fridays with Fidelman. I'm Cheryl Fidelman, the Conscious Codependence Coach and the founder of the Conscious Codependence Collective. Today's topic on Fridays with Fidelman is codependent dreams. All right, I've been thinking about this one for a long time. Codependent dreams. Please like or subscribe to my channel. Keep the comments coming. And all right, here we go. And in this video, I'm speaking of our waking dreams, in our waking life. How we wish, plan, think, imagine, create in our minds, looking towards the future of ourselves and our lives. When it comes to my 3 tenets of codependence, the want to be wanted, the need to be needed, and or the need to prove oneself. If you're having any dreams that are satisfying the want to be wanted, the need to be needed, or the need to prove oneself, I'm going to say that those are codependent dreams. They're satisfying what your identity wants in order to belong. Those dreams are trying to satisfy or close the loop of some past trauma that you've had, something that you're trying to prove about yourself or somebody else. Or you have a dream that finally some conversation that you're still upset about from years ago is actually going to complete. That you're going to get that anger out, or you're going to prove your point, or you have a dream that someone's going to finally apologize to you, like a parent or a friend or an ex-lover or anybody for that matter. And when it comes to codependence in intimate relationships, oftentimes if there's something missing from that relationship, myself included, I've done this as well, where if I had a partner that was missing some quality that I really wanted, then I would dream about my future partner that had that quality that the current person is missing. So I would also call that, or missing from my point of view at least, so I would also call that a codependent dream. Now, perhaps life is a product of what we focus on. So if life is a product of what we focus on, if you're focused on, let's say, for example, a quality that your lover or your partner or spouse doesn't have, and you're focused on having that in the next relationship, then what you're focused on currently is what's missing. And what you'll be focused on in the future is just getting that one personality trait that you didn't get from this previous person. And if you're focused on that one personality trait, then you'll perhaps miss the rest of the person. So you're focused on what's missing currently, and you're focused on having that thing in the future, so you're missing the rest of the person currently if you're focused on what's missing. And what you're dreaming about is a person with the one quality that's missing, and you may miss the rest of the person. You may actually miss dreaming about the full picture in any scenario, really, if you're simply focused on the future picture having what the current one is lacking. And as I always say in my work, of course, your relationship with yourself is the #1 most important relationship. So if you're focused in yourself with what's missing or what's broken or what's not working, if you're simply focused on what's lacking in yourself, your future self will simply, that you're codependently dreaming of, will simply have the things that you're focused on not having now. And that may limit who you can become. It may be well beyond what you can imagine or think of when it comes to your own self and your healing and your transformation. It may be well beyond who you think you can become. Your future self may be well beyond what you can conceive yourself being. But if you're focused on what you're lacking and simply just having your future self just having what you're lacking now, you may overlook and stunt your own growth into what is really possible in your blossoming, in your growth, in your evolution. You may be somebody in the future that you can't conceive of right now. But if you're only dreaming of your future self as having what you don't have now, I'm suggesting that you may limit the potential of your growth. And certainly we want to work on and address what's currently not working, right? So I'm not suggesting overlook what's currently not working and don't want it to change and don't want it to be fixed for the future, right? So, but there's a difference between healing, addressing, looking at the depth and different layers of what's not working and what's currently in your life. There's a difference between really investigating how things are going currently, what things you want to change, what things you don't want to change, what things you want to change but you're unwilling to put the effort towards, so we can just take those off the list. And what are the things that you want to change and you're willing to put the effort towards? Because sometimes a codependent dream is just because we're falling short in the current moment of putting the effort towards changing something, or we have some belief that it won't change. So it won't change now, but someday I'll have that thing. Someday, the way I want it to look right now will happen in the future in some other form. So what, if anything, are you codependently dreaming about? What can you identify this week that is incomplete for you from the past or from your current present life that is trapped in your future because it's not handled right now? If you can think of either having it be handled or at least letting go of your focus on how much that one thing is not handled, what can open up in your future? If you let go of your focus on one or more things that are currently not working on your life, put your focus on the things that are working. Does that release you a little bit to dream wider and dream bigger? And also, does it allow your mind to land in the not knowing? Because if we focus on the thing that we don't have or the thing that's not working, then it's hard for our mind to go beyond knowing. Because we get stuck in, I know I want this thing. I know I want this thing in my future. I don't have it now, I want it in my future. So it's like our future has all of the things fulfilled that we want to fulfill now, as opposed to what's working, what's blossoming, what are you grateful for now, and then what can you have and experience and create that's even beyond that, well onto the skinny branches of not knowing who you can become. Plus, I'm going to suggest that if you take your focus away on the thing that's not working or the thing that you don't have, if you take your focus away from it, it provides actually more freedom to work on it and to address it. Because the more we focus on something, the more it seems like that thing is just going to keep happening. I call it future tripping in my work. The more we focus on something, the more it seems like this is going to be in the future. And so that it doesn't work right now, it's hard for us to be present and connected with the thing that's not working if we're simply looking at it as something that's all over our future. And this thing doesn't work and it's going to be all over my future. We don't know that. If we let go of how much we think something is going to impact our future, then we can address it and be with it more in the present moment. And also, for a lot of us codependents, we may have a whole history of things that we're still angry about because we haven't been trained how to process the anger and the emotions as they're coming up. So they get stuck inside our nervous system with an entire anger Rolodex going through our minds, keeping us from growing and expanding and transforming beyond those past experiences, letting them go so that we can grow. Okay, thanks so much for listening to my thoughts, theories, and rants on codependent dreams. Have a wonderful weekend. Please stay tuned for my next Conscious Codependent series on what is codependent anger. And happy healing, and life is now.